Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Talk It Thursday and we're going to talk about some things this Thursday. So I start college in May. Oh my gosh, what even? I was in high school and I was like, I'm never going to go to college. Man, fuck school. Like, I hate it. And now I'm going to college in May. I'm hyped. Oh my gosh. Basically, you guys are going to be really hyped for the next few months on my vlog channel. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to go to that. It'll be in the link description down below. It's so much going to be dropping, guys. Back to what I was saying. So, I didn't really think that I'd be going to college because of the only fact that my high school life was so negative and such a horrible surrounding. For the first 2 years of my high school career, my freshman year I moved away, and then the place that we had moved to was very bad. The vice principal was very, very much of a bully. I did not like her. She did not like me. It basically turned out I had never gotten in trouble at school, and she was the only person who kept trying to punish me for things that I wasn't actually doing. And I know that sounds like typical teenager talk, but even my parents backed me up on that. It was really frustrating and confusing going to this school, and I basically had to drop out. Well, not drop out. I did not drop out of high school, but I left that school and I went to a different school, and at the next school I loved it. I loved the third school that I wound up going to. I loved, oh my gosh, it was a small town. It was so amazing. Everyone there was so sweet, so nice. The teachers, everyone were really supportive. Everyone knew each other. And then I went back to my hometown, and the thing with my hometown is I love it to death. Raiders all the way. Get it? But there was a lady there, and she was very verbally not counselory. I don't want to say abusive because, well, that's a very strong word to use against somebody in that kind of form. So we're just going to put it like this. She was very contradicting. She would tell us to do one thing and then she would go and do another. And yes, there is a limit between I was a child at the time, she was the adult, but there's a limit. To the point where a lot of parents of the students were just like, bitch, what? She caused a lot of people to drop out. But she was also very helpful for a handful of students. She picked out her favorites, and those students have excelled amazingly, and you know what, I'm super proud of them, like, bless. But I guess just because I wasn't the type that she wanted to favor, she didn't really get along with me that well, to the point where I would go to her office having mental breakdowns, and she'd basically just stare me straight in the face and say, go back to class and suck it up, which kind of fucked. It was to the point where I was basically, and the only reason is because during my middle school years, I was in a thing called GT, which was Gifted and Talented Students, and there was like a handful of us, and everyone thought that like we had to do all these crazy assignments and shit. In reality, we just did this really cool shit, and we did a lot of crazy shit, and we went on some field trips, and I loved it to death. It was basically saying that we were like smart and, you know, like crazy smart and shit, and everyone still says that I am, but I don't know. But I wound up moving and I got out of GT, which really sucked. I wish I could have stayed in it. It was such an amazing thing. All the people in it were so encouraging, and you know, they're all like, oh, push yourself to do better than what you're doing now, and you know, you can always do this if you want. And let me tell you something, guys, the students at the high school that I went to, most of them are so fucking encouraging. Like, you'll look at them and you'll be like, man, I can't get along with them, but then they're just like, do your thing. And then there were some students where you're just like, why do you go here? Like, you don't fit. But like, I was actually in that group. I was in that group. But basically what wound up happening is, like, my little sister graduated there too, even though she went to school somewhere else, and it didn't go well, like, at all. Nothing ever went as planned. I was constantly sick from my Lyme's disease. I was also having anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and this guidance counselor would not do shit, and it really sucked. The nurse became my guidance counselor, which is really weird. That was a load truck. But the nurse basically became my counselor because she was the only one other than the vice principal that would listen to me and actually cling to me. So if you are ever a faculty or of a school, or even like janitorial staff or cafeteria staff, because I had some bomb ass people. There were some bomb-ass people in the cafeteria that had my back. But, if you work for a school or anything like that, you should always be sure to, like, grab onto the children and be like, look, I'm here for you. If you don't feel comfortable talking to, like, teachers or the counselors, I'm here for you. I can be here for you. Because I know in one of my schools, the janitor was my best friend. Like, that's weird, but she was the best person in the fucking world to me. And that's really weird to say, but it kind of works. So, moving on from my shitty-ass high school career. So basically what happened was, the guidance counselor wasn't much of a guidance counselor, which really sucked for me. But a lot of people that were there were like, no, she's the best, but she just, I don't know what it was about me, but she hated me. And they had me in pre-calculus, which, by the way, let me just say this real quick, math is not my strong suit. Preach, baby girl. Math sucks. Math, I hated math. The teacher for math, he was literally the nicest teacher, like, in that fucking school. One of them. He was, like, one of the nicest fucking teachers in that school, because I'd, like, walk in there, like, the next morning from staying up till, like, 2, trying to figure out how the fuck to do pre-cal, and, like, my eyeliner was still from the day before, but some of it had smeared down, so I looked kind of demonic. And he would always just be like, what's wrong? And I'm like, man, this fucking pre-cal is what's wrong. And, I failed the first time, and then they put me in an online course for it at the school. And he was he communicated with me a lot, which was awesome. So, like, shout out to you. You know who you are. The pre-cal teacher at, you know, Raider High School. Slay. Basically, the thing around it was I don't know what happened, but, like, whenever I moved, I went from being this really smart, got my shit together, straight A student to, like, I wonder how low I can get my grades before they have to kick me out. Like, that's basically what happened because of everything. And so now, back to the college subject. I'm in college, starting college, not in college. I'm starting college, and I'm super excited. And pre-cal teacher, you know who you are. I'm probably going to ask for your help because they're going to put me in math. At least one subject of math, and I'm going to lose my shit. Also, since it is Talk It Thursday, and we're talking about my high school career, I just want to let every librarian that has ever dealt with me know thank you. I was the worst whenever it came to the library, because, like, I would walk in there every day, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, do you have any new books? Like, where's this book that I always read? I read, like, one book, and it was called Winter Girls, and I think I read it, like, 50 times in my high school career. I remember walking in to my hometown high school my senior year, walking up and being like, yo, I can't find the book that I always read. And the librarian that was there, she was just like, is it Winter Girls, Brianna? Is it Winter Girls? And I was like, damn. Like, I get this book way too much. And we searched the entire fucking library. Turns out someone had taken it. And because we had found, like, the cover to it, like, I didn't take it. I bought my own copy in, like, Hastings or some other fucking bookstore. I actually bought 2 copies because I'm a trash. And I love that book. But basically, guys, like, thank you for dealing with my shit. If you dealt with me in high school, I'm going to college. I'm super hyped. I'm nervous because, you know, math, but excited because journalism is a thing with my life, and I'm just really grateful of the people in high school who did push me into a positive direction instead of certain people that just kind of swept me under the rug. So yeah, guys, that is it for my video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends if you intend on going to college, or if you don't intend on going to college. What does it matter? Your life is your life. Be sure to share this video with your friends. Comment down below if you are going to go to college what you want your major to be. If you're not, be sure to click that big red button down below that says subscribe and become a member of the Panda Clan today. Find me on the social medias and follow my vlog. Also, one thing before I forget, guys, if you don't have a copy of my book, you should really get a copy of my book. It's a nice-ass book. Bye, guys.